Welcome back to the round table with Marco.
Greetings.
And we're continuing now with proving Miles Edgeworth innocent in the crime he thinks he committed so many years ago.
You think you know, but you don't. Now then, I would like to resume our trial.
Judge, Miles Edgeworth has admitted his own guilt. He has confessed his crime. Let us begin by hearing his testimony. Then, though pointless, let the defense do their cross-examining. The statute of limitations on the DL6 incident runs out today. Though it's unconventional for me, I'd like to run this one by the book. Oh.
I see. Does the defense have any objections? No, Your Honor. Von Karma, you knew this was going to happen from the very beginning, didn't you?
All as planned, of course.
Kekakudori. Very well. Will Miles Edgeworth take the stand?
Will the witness state his name and profession? Miles Edgeworth. I'm a prosecuting attorney. I'm not used to reading so much. Mr. Edgeworth.
You're the professional of us two, at least.
No, I mean not used in this particular playthrough. 15 years ago, you mistakenly killed your father, Gregory Edgeworth. Is this correct? It is correct. Then testify about this matter to the court.
When Edgeworth was telling me about his dream yesterday, I noticed something. One detail didn't quite fit. That will be the key, but only if I can get it to work.
Please, please. She's still trying to channel Mia?
Yeah.
That day I had gone to the courtroom to observe one of my father's trials. As we went to leave, an earthquake struck, trapping us in the elevator. My father and Mr. Yogi lost their composure and began to argue. Just then, something heavy fell at my feet. I picked it up and threw it at Mr. Yogi. I wanted them to stop fighting. A moment later, there was a single gunshot, then a scream. Oh boy, I forgot about that. It was a terrible scream, truly terrible. I remember it to this day. Oh, I expected you to do it again. That's all.
And until now, you thought this memory was a dream?
We were stuck in that elevator for 5 hours. The oxygen in the elevator ran out, and I lost my memory of the events. Bruh, the same claim Mr. Yogi has made.
Very well. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. Yes, Your Honor.
I always try to get Phoenix for some reason, but I forget my own. Okay.
No.
Do you know
Go.
what the problem is? Can you possibly already know?
I mean, the obvious problem is simply that you can't know how the gun was shot, whether the... And then there was also... Let's see now. This photograph which shows a bullet going through the glass for some reason.
Right.
So that's all.
Yeah,
so that's another inconsistency.
Alright, okay, good. That's good.
I'm not sure about this particular testimony yet though, so I'll be pressing.
Yeah, of course.
What was the trial your father was involved in on that day?
I don't remember things very clearly. Only 2 things. I know my father lost, and Mr. von Karma was the prosecuting attorney.
Mr. Von Karma, you were handling the case?
It was 15 years ago. I don't remember the details.
That was when Edgeworth pointed out the problem in Von Karma's evidence.
Oh, I was thinking I had to read, but no.
Hold it! So, there were 3 people, including yourself, trapped in that elevator.
Yes, myself, my father, and Yanni Yogi. We were fine at first. But then, as time passed and no one came to help...
Huh. Let's see, began to argue. What did you do then?
I was a 9-year-old boy at the time. What could I do? 9 years? Wait,
So
15, so he's 24.
Yeah.
I was scared, trembling in the corner. But then...
What was it?
a pistol. I assume it was the bailiff, Yanni Yogi's. The safety must have come off when it fell from his holster. And you picked it up? What happened next?
That is a big presumption to make, though, that the safety was just off like that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Did you know it was a pistol when you threw it?
I think I knew. I knew it was dangerous. But the air was getting so thick. I panicked. So you're saying that you threw the pistol at Mr. Yogi? I was. In a daze.
Let's see. Hold it! The gun fired once.
Yes. I think after I threw it, I lost consciousness.
Because of that scream.
Since then, they've echoed in my head every day. That gunshot and that horrible scream.
The scream. It's as if I can hear it. To this day,
Yes, I can practically hear it now. I doubt I will ever forget that scream as long as I live.
there it is. One part of that testimony clearly contradicts the evidence, but I don't know what it means. I'd better find out, and quick. Okay, there it was. Wanted them to stop fighting, single gunshot and a scream, a terrible scream. Remembers it to this day, but was he unconscious at that point? Not sure what I would present in that case. See, elevator, depleted of oxygen, no clues found on the scene. So what? The gun was just not there? Defense attorney trapped in the elevator. One bullet found in heart. Ah, fired twice.
Oh, there it is.
Well, that makes it simpler. The Up. Are you sure you only heard one gunshot?
Yes, I'm sure of that. I heard the shot and the scream. Then everything faded. I was unconscious until the rescuers came.
I see.
No,
No, Your Honor.
sorry.
So,
I'm terrible.
Your Honor, unfortunately, you don't. Look at this file one more time. This plainly contradicts the witness's testimony.
You do enjoy dragging out that file, don't you? I don't accept this evidence unless you can tell us what page it's on.
Really?
That's dumb. But yeah, the victim. Was it
a
the victim?
victim? Yeah. Look at the victim data in this file. It says it quite plainly. The murder weapon was fired twice. Miles Edgeworth only heard one gunshot. Yet, the murder weapon was fired twice. The first shot was the accidental firing when the pistol was thrown. So, who fired the remaining shot? Was there perhaps another shooter who fired that second shot?
Your Honor, I'm sure you're aware. This incident occurred 15 years ago. The evidence is dated. The pistol did fire twice. However, we do not know when that second shot was fired. It might have been fired the day before the incident. There's no proof that the second shot had anything to do with this incident.
What? I see. Well, you do have a point, Mr. Wright. The murder weapon was fired twice, as we have heard. One of those shots was fired by the defendant, a boy at the time. Do you have any proof that the other shot fired had something to do with the case?
Ah, I know it.
Yeah. Your Honor, I think I will be able to show you proof.
What? Impossible!
Now, Mr. Von Karma, save your surprised voices for after you've seen the evidence. Very well, Mr. Wright, show us your proof. Do you have evidence that the second firing of the pistol is related to this incident? And I would say it would have to be...
Yep.
Look at this photograph!
Wait, there's a song that says that, right? Look at this photo. Oh, look at this graph. Oh, exactly. I think you showed me that video.
Yeah, I've been using that line ever since.
Look at that graph. But you said the photo was cut out of it.
Indeed. I've been using it 4 times before in this game already.
Really?
Yes.
I haven't realized that yet.
I'm a sneaky memer. This is a photograph of the scene of the crime 15 years ago. I can see that the victim lying there is Gregory Edgeworth. This proves the murder weapon was fired twice at the time of the incident. This photo proves it. So, let me get this straight. This photo proves 2 shots were fired. Where? Your Honor, please. Please get a clue. Get a clue. Show the judge the contradiction.
Make your pointy finger.
Yes. And twiddle it around. As should be obvious, the contradiction is here. I see. A bullet hole in the door. Your Honor, Gregory Edgeworth was killed by a shot from the pistol. Yet there is also a bullet hole in the elevator door. We also know that the murder weapon was fired twice. does. Someone other than Edgeworth fired that second shot.
Oh, with a little bit more conviction. You're just giving it into Karma's face.
In his face. Oh, order! Order! Mr. Wright, what are you driving at? It's simple, Your Honor. At the time of the incident, 2 shots were fired. One went into Gregory Edgeworth's heart. The other hit the elevator door. Remember that the defendant lost consciousness after the shot he fired rang out? In conclusion, we must agree that the second shot was fired by someone else.
But, Mr. Wright, but who could that someone else be?
The murderer, of course.
I knew I should have stepped in before your wild fantasies got out of hand. Mr. White, look once more at the DL6 incident case file. Look closely. Try the case summary page.
The case summary? That's on page 1.
Look what is written there. Not a single clue was found on the scene.
Bringing it up.
If the pistol had indeed been fired 2 times, then the other bullet would have been discovered on the scene.
He does have a point.
That second bullet has never been found. Why? Because the second bullet does not exist. The bullet that claimed Gregory Edgeworth's life was the one fired by his own son. That is the truth of this matter. The whole truth. It was undoubtedly something else that made that bullet hole in the door. Yeah, undoubtedly. But can you prove it?
Order. I will have order.
And he even called it a bullet hole.
Exactly.
Mr. Wright has proven one thing to us quite clearly. That the murder weapon was fired twice at the time of the incident. However, as Mr. Von Karma says, the second bullet fired was not found. It is highly unlikely that the police merely overlooked the second bullet.
I mean, there was an earthquake, so it could have been just gotten lost.
Somewhere.
So, all we have is the single bullet fired. I'm afraid I have to discount the defense's claim.
That's so stupid. He can't. Well, he proved that there is no. I praise the judge for his wisdom in this matter.
We could probably just go to the elevator since it's in this building and have another check for a bullet. Yeah, how did this happen? How could this happen to me? I don't believe that the second bullet didn't exist.
Oh, that didn't rhyme at all.
No. Was I wrong? Have I been wrong about this whole incident?
What are you doing, Nick? Why aren't you raising an objection?
I'm sorry, Maya.
What?
It looks like I was wrong.
Nick?
If the second bullet wasn't there, then all my conjectures are for nothing.
No. But you said you'd do it, Nick. You said you'd get Edgeworth declared innocent.
I'm sorry. It's just, when I saw the photograph, I thought that 2 shots had been fired. I was so certain of it, I thought I'd won. I thought there was another person, someone else who fired the killing shot. But now, I was wrong to think it could be that simple. This case has stood unsolved for 15 years.
Nick.
Well, it seems that we have finally cleared up this incident. Only 1 bullet was found at the scene of the crime. That shot was fired by Miles Edgeworth.
Precisely.
I would like to ask one thing of Miles Edgeworth before passing my verdict. Have you been paying attention to the trial so far?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have any objections?
No. No, I do not.
So, you killed your father, though that was not your intention.
Yes, I did. Oh no! He's accepted the guilt!
Very well. The statute of limitations on the murder of Gregory Edgeworth runs out today. Therefore, I must pronounce a verdict on the defendant today, right here.
Right now.
Indeed. Does anyone have any objections?
I've been here before. It's just like my first day in court. There are so many things I know I should be saying, but my mind's gone blank. I can't find the words.
Mr. Wright,
I mean,
Oh.
they keep giving us these non-choices. Aha! Your Honor, I object.
Mr. White, on what grounds do you object,
Oof!
Nick?
I don't know. His case is perfect.
Oh no.
Ah!
Must
It
exist.
must exist. Yeah.
A second bullet.
What? What did you just say?
Nothing.
The second bullet must exist. But where?
Someone took it.
it seems waiting is not going to produce us any answers from Mr. Wright.
Wait, Your Honor.
Oh?
The second bullet, it existed.
What? But we've just heard proof that it did not exist.
I realize that, Your Honor. I'm really grasping here.
Plot device Mia on the case.
Yes. It's just someone took it from the scene of the crime. That's what happened.
But who? The murderer?
He's stuttering so much. The murderer? The murderer? Then tell us, just who is this murderer?
I'm still thinking about that one.
So the criminal took the second bullet, but why?
Huh?
First of all, how would they have found it? It's not easy to find a stray bullet, Mr. Wright. Was there some pressing need for the murderer to search for that bullet?
I mean, yeah, if he wanted to make sure that
Think about it.
Yeah, assuming that the first bullet from Miles went out the window or something along those lines, then that bullet would be outside and anyone could have happened upon it and gotten it. Though
That is true,
No,
but think about another possibility. The assumption is already good. The first bullets went outside through the window.
Yes, that's simply... But that doesn't... There's not any other holes, so presumably no other bullet went in after that from anyone. So the second bullet was still fired within the elevator.
We don't know what happened after Miles went unconscious. Someone could have opened the elevator afterwards.
That is true.
So the question is, did the murderer need to find it?
I still think that he would have needed to find it in order to pin the crime on someone else, so that in case the second or the first bullet was found outside, then they could simply assume that Miles' bullet may not have been the killing shot.
Well, okay, go with your theory then for now.
Of course there was a need. That's why they took it.
Bah! What a possible reason could they have had?
Well, the reason the murderer took the bullet away from the scene with them is... Murder was cautious the bullet would be proof. Maybe they thought that the bullet would be used as proof?
Proof?
It was a special bullet, so they took it with them.
If that was the case, then they should have taken the bullet from inside Gregory as well.
Huh?
Why would they only take one of the 2 shots fired?
Oh, right.
Mr. Wright, have you really thought this through? I'm going to have to penalize you.
I mean, I have an answer myself for why that would make sense, but okay. This isn't going so well. Was there some pressing need? Okay, exploring the idea that the murderer didn't need it. Why would he not need to find the other bullet? So it just randomly went away?
It was a
Or-
stray bullet.
So it really just randomly went off somewhere. And no one found it, and there's no reason behind anything
How could it
about
happen that the bullet was not found? That's the critical question. How did it happen that the bullet was not found in a wall, or that it didn't get stuck in a wall or something?
That's... If it didn't get stuck in a wall, I don't know what else would be outside there. There was the earthquake, so it could have been unstuck from a wall if it went in there. But that's still... Then it would have been cleaned up or picked up by the murderer or by someone else.
Yeah, I would say for now, then go with what you think is right for now. Okay. I thought you would go with the other one.
No, I still can't imagine why there was no need.
Oh well.
The murderer was cautious. Well, the murderer was a very cautious sort, you see. That's why the murderer had the search for that bullet.
That was the case, then they should have taken the bullet from inside Gregory as well. Oh, it's the same text.
Yeah,
Why would
apparently.
Why would they only take one of the 2 shots?
Oh, right. Have you really thought this through? I just can't imagine. Well, I don't have any other options. Why would the murderer have spent the time to look for that stray bullet? I haven't got a clue.
What's wrong, Mr. Wright?
Bruh, the murderer had no reason to take that bullet. I don't want to admit it, but it's true. Had to take it.
Had to take it? The murderer? What does that mean?
You're thinking too normal. Think crazy.
Crazy?
Don't think why the bullet was taken. Think why the bullet had to be taken.
Mr. Wright,
Yes, Your Honor? I have no idea what I'm doing. Well, the murderer had no intention of taking the bullet from the scene. But the murderer had to take that bullet.
had to, Mr. Wright? What do you mean?
Well, for instance...
Okay,
instance,
okay,
what?
okay, wait. Oh, okay. late. I just wanted to say that take the word had to take it literally. I wanted to say, what would then be the conclusion? He had to take the bullet literally. And he just said it, hit the murderer, maybe.
Yeah. I suppose that's still not something I naturally would have thought of, I think.
Yeah, that's why she said you have to think crazy on that one. But yeah, let's continue. Or do you have anything to add?
No, I'm just a silly Billy.
Oh, nah, that is very far-fetched, but not impossible, I would say. I mean, the bullet could get stuck on a bone or something that it couldn't penetrate.
Yeah, so in that case, the bullet hole in the window would have to be the second bullet.
I mean, we don't know what happened after the first shot was fired. That's also something you have to consider. Someone could have opened the door afterwards, and that could have been the murderer. Maybe I'm giving away too much.
Well,
But that is a possibility.
I was aware of the possibility that a lot happened after they were unconscious. Maybe the bullet hit the murderer?
The bullet hit the murderer?
Just saying, for instance. I mean, if it hit you, you would have to take it with you, wouldn't you? It's not like you could perform surgery right there. You know. Wait a second. I was just talking off the top of my head, but what if that's really what happened off my spiky head?
Let me sorry. I don't know why I do this.
Oh, let me get this straight. So at the time of the murder, the murderer themselves was shot, and they left with the second bullet still inside them, thus leaving only one bullet at the scene of the crime.
Yes, I guess that's how it would work, yes?
But there's a problem with that. The other two people rescued from that elevator, Miles Edgeworth and Yanni Yogi, were both unharmed. So that would mean...
The murderer came from outside, yes! So he was shot through the window then.
I mean, I said it several times. Someone could have just opened the elevator doors afterwards. After they all fell unconscious.
Yeah, but there was still one shot in that elevator as he threw it. So presumably...
The first shot was really... The first shot was from the throw and left the bullet hole in the elevator. Second shot could be possibly from someone who opened the door and used the gun again.
Yes, and that person may have been hit by the first bullet through the window.
That would mean he stood already in front of the door. Otherwise, the bullet would have not hit him.
Presumably so. The two men fight inside the elevator. Trying to stop them, the boy picks up the pistol at his feet and throws it. Oh wait, was this the judge?
No, I think that is just a head voice or something.
The pistol discharges and the bullet goes through the elevator door and hits the murderer outside. The boy loses consciousness. Then the murderer opens the elevator door and sees the men inside.
Mr. Wright, You are truly the most unpredictable defense attorney I've ever known. I can tell you're grasping, yet I cannot deny the possibility of what you say.
What are you saying? Deny it! Deny it! No one involved with the incident was wounded. There was no murderer.
No one was wounded at the time of the incident. He's right. I can't think of anyone.
Hey, Nick.
Huh?
I just thought of something really crazy.
You also thinking crazy over there?
Crazy?
Crazy?
Remember what Mr. Grossberg said yesterday? Gregory Edgeworth dealt a blow to his perfect trial record. Wow. Must have been quite a shock for Von Karma. He took a vacation for several months after that, you see. Yes, an unusual event for the man.
Uh-huh.
That was the first and the last vacation he's taken in his many years of prosecuting. But if Von Karma didn't take that vacation because of shock?
But because he was injured.
Which would mean
It could only mean one thing.
he was the murderer in the DL6 incident. Yeah, we say it right in front of him.
He was the man who shot Gregory Edgeworth.
I'm-
Hey, everyone!
I mean, just think about it. They are talking there. They are so close to each other, everyone. And they do it with exclamation mark. Hey, I think he is the murderer. Isn't that interesting?
Quite interesting.
It was Von Karma.
Oh, man!
Something wrong, Mr. Wright? You seem dazed.
No, Your Honor.
Well, you have indicated a possibility that the murderer came from outside. Can you give us the name of your suspect?
Uh-oh. Should I come out and say it now?
Yeah, that's... I mean, there's nothing... I mean, you are in control.
I don't know.
I mean, so far, nothing points at Von Karma. So for now...
Aside from his vacation.
Yeah, aside from that.
But
And
at the same time... And at the same time, if we were to say it now, couldn't Phoenix theoretically just say, check his body for any wounds?
true.
So... I don't know, I think I'll say it now. Your Honor, there is a suspect. One lone suspect.
Well, this is certainly interesting news. Very well, Mr. Wright. Who is your suspect?
My hands are shaking. Finger pointing skills fading.
The what?
Von Karma.
Von Karma. He's grinning so. Why is he grinning?
You mean J. Von Karma, the prosecutor, the one standing right over there?
Bah.
You don't object?
And he is always gripping his arm.
I see no need. I honor this ridiculous outburst with my objection.
Because you took a vacation for several months, starting the day after the incident. Yet you pride yourself on a perfect record. Why would you take such a long vacation without any reason?
So you're claiming that I took a vacation to heal my injury from the incident? Fascinating. Prove it. I would have needed surgery, no? Where did I go under the knife at Mr. Wright? Ah, his wound would have healed by now. I think 15 years. A gunshot wound wouldn't be permanent scar, or would it?
I'm not sure, but I think at least something would have to be left.
In any case, bring the doctor that operated on me. Have him testify.
Nick! Let's find out who his doctor is.
It's no use.
Edgeworth?
I know Von Karma, perhaps too well. He's perfect. He wouldn't leave clues. He probably didn't undergo surgery. That would leave a doctor as a witness.
Nobody's that perfect.
So what, Nick? Von Karma pulled the bullet out by himself? It's insane!
No, he couldn't have. You can't just pull bullets out of yourself. Wait. What does that mean? That bullet has to be somewhere. But where? I do have a metal detector.
Well, Mr. White, can you produce evidence to prove that I was shot?
Alright, Von Karma, I'll prove it. And I'll even use evidence. I know how you like it so much.
What?
The evidence that proves Von Karma was shot is... Let's think crazy. Von Karma is perfect. He wouldn't risk surgery, leaving an evidence trail. So then I ask, where is that bullet now? I think it's unlikely that Von Karma performed surgery on himself.
You don't mean...
I do. There is the possibility that the bullet is still inside Von Karma.
Is that even possible for all these years?
Well, there's one way to find out. Put this probe up his ass. We could use this metal detector. Well, Von Karma, I'm going to run this over you, your big old body, and see what we find.
Oh,
I refuse!
You refuse? But refusing this means... You acknowledge that the bullet is still inside you? Order! Order! Order!
Your Honor, the defense requests that we be allowed to use the metal detector.
Judge, I call for a suspension of this trial! This is an invasion of privacy!
The statute of limitations runs out on this case today. It was you who said we had to end it right here, right now.
that's the only reason why I gave him this voice initially.
Well, it's a good moment to bring it out.
Enough! I permit the use of the metal detector and the magnet that will extract it. Mr. Von Karma, you will submit yourself to testing.
Nick, this means the episode is over for now.
Is it?
Yeah, it is. Unfortunately, we reached the mark, so I hope you enjoyed it so far, and next time we will find out, will it beep or not? I mean, so far it seems it will, but you will never know if you don't look at the next episode or already have played the game. In any case, I hope you enjoyed it, and stay tuned for more.
And if you enjoy what you see, leave a like, subscribe, hit that bell, leave a comment if you like, or share it around.